In this episode we are going to take a look on how to import animated models into our application and using the actors. And I also created a very simple animation in Blender 2.8. So this is just this thing. I'm just calling it arm or leg because I created two animations for this. So here in the right side in this I think it is called NLA editor, you will see that there is an anim 1 and also anim 2. And let me play it back. So the anim 1 does this and anim 2, I'm going to move it like this. So this is anim 1, this is anim 2, anim 1, anim 2. So this is what I'm just going to now export out using the Yabi exporter for Blender 2.8 and load it into Panda3D and just play back the same animations. So in episode number 10 in this series I already showed you where you can find the Yabi exporter for Blender 2.8. So go to the file menu after you installed the Yabi exporter and export it as a Panda3D egg. And I'm just created an empty folder called arm-anim on desktop, and I'm going to export it here. Here are some settings for the exporter, but I'm going to leave everything as default and export to Panda3D egg. And if I go to that folder, here it is, arm-anim. Now it is exported 3 files. The first file is the bone test-2 anim.egg, and this holds the geometry. So this is only the geometry for that leg or arm. And the second is the animation data, so this anim-1. And the third is the anim-2, so this data, this second anim-2, which does this animation. And the first does this animation. Okay, because they have two long file names, I'm just going to quickly rename those, like arm.egg, and this will be the arm-anim1, and also this to arm-anim2. So that way, if I'm going to load it, I don't have to type out those long file names. And one more thing, what has been exported is this folder called the text, and this folder contains the texture, which is this arm.png. I'm just created this quickly in Blender using the paintbrush. So I'm just going to copy these files and or here in my project folder, and into the My Models folder I'm going to paste them. So here are arm-anim, arm-anim2, and the text folder which contains the PNG. And now let's load this file, but for actually to use the anim class, I'm going here to the browser. You can search for Panda3D actor and you will find some interesting information. The actor inherits, so it also a notepad, and it also inherits from the direct object. And if you open up this first link, you will find how to load multiple animations. So you can create an actor. Here is the model path, and as a Python dictionary you can specify the anim1 and its path to the animation, anim2 and the path to the animation. So the first thing what we have to do is actually import from direct.actor, import the actor class. So I'm just going to copy this line, go back to PyCharm and import it. So from direct.actor, import actor. And now we can use this actor class to actually load that animated model. I'm going to name it self.arm and equals the actor, and the first argument to this actor is the location of the geometry, so which is just the arm.egg, and it is in the my models folders, and it is called arm. And as I said, you don't have to specify the file extension, so you don't have to add arm.egg. And the second argument will be the animation data, so the arm-anim1.egg and the arm-anim2.egg. And so it is a dictionary. So I'm going to name the first animation just anim1, and also load from my models the arm-anim1. And the second entry to this dictionary will be the anim2 arm, so not arm but anim2, and I'm going to add the link to this file. So my models, and it is called arm-anim2. So okay, so this is the first animation. You can call it whatever you want. You can just call it blah blah blah. I'm just going to name it anim1 because if we're going to loop this animation, we are going to reference this animation with this name, so anim1. And also when we are going to loop this animation, we are going to reference this animation using this name, so this key. And yeah, so now I'm going to reparent this arm to the renderer so that it is visible. So reparent arm.reparent to, not self.reparent2, but arm, self.arm.reparent2, the self.render. And let me see it. Here it is, okay. And I'm going to move the camera back, so now we have just the model with the textures. So it automatically, so when we loaded the model itself, and if you open up the arm.egg, which contains, as I say, the geometry, it also here in the texture, it says that hey, you can find the arm.png in the text or text folder. So that's why it is automatically applied also the texture. So this is a relative folder. So the arm.egg is here and the text folder is next to this file. Okay, now let's do the animation. So I'm just going to call the self.arm.loop method, loop, and giving it the first animation, which is anim1, so the name anim1. Let's move the camera back, and now as you can see, our arm or leg or whatever is this is animated. It plays back the first animation, which is this one. Oh no, it is this one. And I'm also going to play back, so self.arm.loop anim2 it says that it is an error, so anim2 my models not RAM, but it is arm-anim2. So now it plays the second animation. Although this should be the first, but I just realized that I named those wrongly, or wrong. I'm just going to quickly off-screen rename those. So I just quickly swapped their names. So now the arm-anim1 is this animation, so which is in Blender the first animation, so this one. And the anim2, which is this animation, so in Blender it is this one. So okay, so this is a very simple example, but it shows you how you can export out animated models with multiple animations from Blender. So let's say if you have a complex character which has a walk cycle, a run cycle, a jump, I don't know, an idle, you can load all these animations. First of all, you can export all these animations from Blender as separate egg files with the YABI exporter, and then import those inside your Panda applications and using the actor class, and specify here as a second argument in this dictionary all these animations. So let's say if you have a walk animation, you should name it also walk. If you have an idle animation, you should also name it here idle. And if you have a run or a jump or I don't know attack animation, you should name those correctly. I'm just going to set them back. And yeah, an actor can have multiple animations. So, and also in an upcoming video, I'm just going to show you how to do something like when we press the space key, it will switch from one animation to the second animation.